Welcome back to another episode of Opinionated Facts. I'm your host, Drizzle, and today we're sitting down with my dog for the third time, Berran Lee.
How you doing?
Doing all right today, bro. I want to give a shout out to Confirm Multimedia Studios, my dog B. Haywood, for letting us use this spot. They shoot Big and Lazy podcasts here. They shoot, We Them Girls? We Them Girls as well, shot here.
Shout out to We Them Girls.
Y'all in the city doing podcast work, any type of multimedia work, hit up, bruh, Confirm Media, great space. But what's good, bro? How you doing, man?
Fantastic. Pretty good.
It's been almost 2 years, about almost 2 years since the last one.
How you doing?
Decent, bro. You know what I'm saying? Things is changing, you feel me? I see you you're a lot more active right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm not gonna say active because you was always active. You was active 2 years ago with the music.
Right.
But active this time, I'm saying
We still
you're outside more.
We still pushing.
Yeah. I think your approach to the activity is different right now than what it was 2 years ago.
I'm having fun with it again. I feel like,
Okay.
it's when you start looking at the algorithms, the numbers, your stats, man, you could be a good, game in the middle of the season, but like if you get too focused on it, you lose creativity, you get the writer's block. And in my sense, something flipped over, I just decided to like really get more of like, forget writing, punch in. You got the stuff at the crib.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to win a contest on Instagram last year where I got some studio equipment, a MacBook, $1,000 check. So I didn't even have to go saving up to get what I can record on now and get my rough drafts and take it. I got good engineers, producers, and it's just good people around me that want it just as bad as I do. I think that's what makes it more comfortable in getting it done.
Okay. So what do you say has influenced that change between now and the last time that we sat down?
Different environments that you choose to adapt in. I think I was more corporate when you saw me. Easily articulate, same. Nothing has changed with the way I talk. I'm still confident. But it's less of how I feel you feel about me and just what I feel is right. Like the gut feeling is very much my mood. And music is a mood now. I don't really want to categorize it. I was categorizing before, trying to give y'all the variety pack of chips. And it's like, cool, I gave you an album that no one listened to. I think that was great. That was a good environment for me to like just dwell in for a second to really let that ego die.
Yeah.
And now I just have more fun of saying like, well, this sounds good, so I'm gonna just rock like this.
Yeah.
I think that's what music's about, more so being less in someone else's bag and digging deeper in your own that no one even feels like is the trend, but it feels cool for you. Okay. So that's where I'm in right now.
So you was in LA recently.
Mm-hmm.
How did that come about? Because we see it all the time. Like I said, you said you were in a competition. You got the studio equipment. You got the check for $1,000.
Yeah.
Like we see a lot of times where these artists or these labels, they'll do, hey, I'm doing a contest. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. So how did the connection between you and Westside Boogie and you going out to LA, how did that happen?
Time is hilarious like that, actually. So 5 years ago, Boogie actually contacted me. But not in the way of like DMing or anything, but just a comment on a post I made of a freestyle from 5 years ago. I had this thing called IG-16. I did, in my head, I was planning on for that entire year to do like 365 different freestyles every single day.
It's a lot of freestyles.
It was, but I didn't make it. I tapped out. I tapped out at like a good 74.
That's a lot of freestyles.
But here's the kicker with that. The kicker with that is having 74 freestyles, you got to tag 74 artists on those 74 songs you freestyle over. And out of those 74 freestyles, the only person who actually responded on the freestyle of their song was Boogie, Westside Boogie. And it was the Silent Ride. So he only said one word. He said snapped. And that was like 15 likes, like, oh, Westside Boogie, dope. Yeah. And it's just, cool. Going back to work, 12-hour shift, life is life.
Yeah.
Fast forward, though, 5 years later, once again, nothing crazy or extravagant from that moment happens.
Yeah.
But I go on my archives. Now, if you think 8 Mile, Eminem days, he had a loose leaf notebook. Drake has a BlackBerry. Berran Lee has an Instagram archive by the thousands.
Yeah.
That's Tony Stark's Suits. I can get whatever verse, whatever hook, and even get nostalgia where I feel inspired to try something new. But I went back to that video where he commented on it. Now, the cool thing with Instagram, it always has software updates, new features.
Yeah.
What I didn't know is when you swipe right on a comment, it doesn't just allow you to delete it. It has, like, you can repost it now. So when the comment pops up with the video on your story, cool. It's like TikTok. TikTok's kind of been on that kind of bag.
I got you, yeah.
But what I didn't know is it notifies the original commenter. So it notifies Boogie. He sees the story. Once again, oh, wow, he saw the story from 5 years ago. Probably goes, hey, this dude from 5 years ago. Bet. What I also saw was he went back to look at the other videos. So I'm like, oh, he's checking the bag. Because I just had a new Jay-Z, Jigga What, Jigga Who freestyle I got off. And that was constantly, like, happening, making new music throughout the year. So he just DMs me, let me know your budget, what you got going. And that's another funny thing. The song I chose was something I shelved 2 years ago in my notes. So it never got the verse I needed for this. I had my verse, but no one else could. Had Jordan Jetson, he was supposed to get on it. My boy Skyler, who's on the hook, he was supposed to get on it. They just never got around to it. But when I sent it to Boogie, automatic fire emojis.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get this to you.
Okay.
I think 7 days I got the verse back. And it's gonna lead into it. So when I get the verse back, we hype. I'm thinking we'll do an animated video or something. I'm in Kentucky. He's Compton, you know, all the way out there. I ain't never been to the West Coast. So he then says, so what you thinking about the video? I'm thinking naive, like, yo, what's the budget to get you out to Kentucky so we can shoot? He was like, nah, you gotta come to LA.
Yeah.
I'm getting my flights and everything together. I got my team with me. I kept, I didn't need a quantity amount of people because I had a quality of individuals who knew to do more than one job like I do. So we executed precisely. I think from there, we shot the music video. He also gave me the alley-oop on Corner Store LA. Shout out to them because that's where I got my freestyle off. So for me to get the opportunity to be on not only a music video to shoot with a major artist like Boogie, but I also get to do a freestyle in somebody else's turf. It felt like an away game, and I was planning to do a windmill dunk. So I decided to do something that hasn't been done before. I like to do my show mixes. So I took 5 different beats that I just kind of grew up on and always wanted to say if I did something, I would do it like this. And I made my own kind of sort of 5 fingers of death. So I link up with Boogie. We going in this elevator on the way to do the shoot. And he's like, what else you doing out here, man? When are you taking off? I'm like, the next day, but everything on the itinerary is today. So, but I'm going to stop by Corner Store, get my freestyle. That's his peoples. He was like, oh, okay, bet. I was hoping you would tap in with bro. My studio's there. I'll probably drop in. To get that is like, I say like Damian Lillard stopping by at your pickup game to see how you hooping.
Yeah, type shit.
So now I'm like, maybe it's time to bust out that 360 windmill we was working on the past month. This freestyle, once again, 5 different beats, 4-minute long freestyle. I had to practice it 3 times a day for 30 days straight before I got on the plane. I had many opportunities. I did BET Freestyle Friday. You remember that?
Yeah.
A lot of the story is good when you think of the highlight of how I did on the freestyle, but the fact of the matter is I didn't win.
Yeah,
it was 30 people. I made top 5, but I was number 5. So this has always been like a redemption thing for me to say, if I can really push the limits here, let me show them what I can do as a technique to say, yeah, I am the Cassius Clay of this rap game. I can be that, and I think I am that. So just let the bars do the talking.
So the song is yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'll say the song is mine. To go back to saying the song was from 2 years ago. Yeah. I did a show in Bowling Green. This was a Bowling Green whole project. My boy Skyler, Steph Marvin is what he goes by. Skyler is actually a friend of mine since 2016. I named my kid after him, dropped the ER, put an A because she's a girl. Yeah. Skyler, you get it. But he was doing the hook of the song, and Justin, who's another good friend who owned the studio, made the beat for it. So that's already 2 people I've known over the last 7 years cooking up. I finish my show. I stumble in high as fuck with a joint in my hand. It's red LEDs. I'm just bobbing to the hook. Now, when you laying the hook down and it's been like 15 minutes and I'm hearing the track over and over again, eventually I'm going to pull my phone out where it looks like I'm scrolling, but I'm actually writing lyrics because the beat's hard. Yeah. It's my boy. So shout out to Black Market. From there, I got an 8-bar hook because I don't say, hey, man, I got something for this. They're just like, what you doing over there, B? Because that's how I am. It's been like that since 13. Yeah. So I give them 8 bars because it's, kind of structured to give 8 bar, 8 bar, 8 bar. So that's a hook and a hook. And then you're out. I give the 8 bars. Skylar said, all right, I'm going to come back and get mine later. We shut down the studio that night because it was getting late. he never got back to the verse.
Yeah.
It's been like a year. I'm calling him. I'm like, hey, how you feel if I get like Jordan Jetson on the hook? He's like, yeah, bro. I mean, if you can get it off, I give it to Justin, not Justin, but Jordan Jetson, and he's like, nah, I'm a spaz, bro. I fuck with it. Just never got around to it.
Yeah.
And then you look at, okay, this thing Boogie in my DMs, and then it's a text message and a phone call. He's like, well, send me what you got. I didn't have anything really that was like top quality material of being a single except that record. So when I got an 8, I'm thinking like, yeah, I'll send him the 8. When he gets back to me, he doesn't send me an 8. He sends me 16. His engineer extends the beat. So he doesn't have an 8 bar like I do. He has a 16, which basically, if this was like, you know, Smash Bros, he kicks the 1/3 player off the field and says, nah, me and you.
Yeah.
Cool. And Skylar's still on the hook. Shout out to Steph Marvin. So that's 3 people still, technically.
Yeah.
1 guy on the hook, 2 guys on each verse. So I have to call him now and say, yo, this is fire, but you know I got to go back in the studio and do another 8 bars. And like an OG, he's like, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like Eminem found him. He found me on Instagram. Thank God for technology. Because, yeah, I delivered, I feel like. And that'll be dropping soon.
Okay. So you got the connection with Boogie now. And it was, like I said, if people don't know the story, they're instantly going to think, well, he paid for the feature. He did this and that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he entered a contest and he won a contest type shit. But having a connection with somebody organically and them reaching out versus you hounding them and they like, nah, this, you brought it back up, but I said it was fire 5 years ago. You brought it back up. I still think it's fire. Matter of fact, I want to work with you. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the part right there that's you can hang your hat on, like somebody who's been in the industry. They are respected when it comes to their music, their rapping ability, especially their rapping ability. They are respected as being a lyricist. Yeah. For them to look at you and say, hey, I don't even know this nigga. I don't even know this nigga.
But hip hop is that.
But
you know,
I fuck with him.
It started down the
yeah,
park. So
yeah.
Like,
and so it's like
just in a community of someone who has similar talents, you acknowledge that. You didn't shun it like a superstar. You decided to say, nah, he could eat because he's eating.
Yeah.
When he does what he does. I think that was something that was acknowledged from someone who sees it on a competitive level, such as I do, and he does, I'm sure. So I thank God that he chose to go an alley-oop way about it on the song, because I feel like he could have way bodied more if he wanted to.
Yeah, he could have just got
But
crazy.
This was like, you know, the way it was set up, mind you, this wasn't even my song. I stumbled upon it and chose to keep shopping it around until it got in the right hands. So thank God for that, because in his verse is first, mine is second. So it sounds like, you feel me? So like, and, you know, even then, when you look at the video, it's more so this guy, X, this guy, X, this guy. You know, it's not featuring anyone. It's just us collaborating.
Okay.
So
what's the album gonna sound like?
What album?
Well, I mean, are you working on one?
No.
So what's next? You got this single coming out.
I got singles, yeah.
Well, I'm saying you got the single coming out.
Singles.
So what's next? Like, what's the follow up? Because I know you're gonna push the record.
Yeah, I got EPs working with different producers, 2 different ones. Like I said, Steph Marvin, he's got a lot of beat. He just sent me a beat pack. Another one, Coach Cam, he just sent me a beat pack. I'm knocking out a new 1 or 2 songs a day, trying to stack up a good, 20, 30, and then just get to picking and see which, ripe fruit can go in the fridge. And then we just quality. Get the master done, all that good stuff. So I do the rough drafts at home, and my boy Justin, Black Market, he gets the engineering on, cleans it up for me, master version. Okay.
So you brought up your last album that you came out with, and you said you came out with an album nobody listened to.
Yeah.
Why do you think nobody listened to the album?
Well, it's like when you think about the singles that were on there, those singles were out before the album was out. So it just kind of put the numbers on the streams for what I knew it was. Not to say that I didn't have good songs on there, but they just didn't do what I know Too Cold to Care did back in 2018. And when I start comparing one project to another based on the accolades of what numbers can only give me, not with running into somebody in the middle of the street and saying, oh, I know this song and I'm going to sing them to you because I love that song.
Yeah.
When I sing in my plans at shows, there are people I can hand the mic to and they'll finish the hook for me. So Summer Freeze was more so, man, you got a bone to pick because I feel like somebody else who will not be named is dropping the same year as you. And you're the only one that with that chip on your shoulder. Why are you giving them 12 songs and they're only going to probably listen to 4 of them? And they don't digest the way we want them to.
Yeah.
And it's like making a very good meal that you're happy with eating, but you got these ungrateful kids that leave half the food on the plate and you're like, man, what am I doing for this?
I shouldn't have gave that much.
Yeah, you know, so I'm going to eat good.
Yeah.
But I'm going to keep my fridge stocked up with my leftovers of things that I can come back to. See, now I have a confidence of the only thing I thank the city of LA and everything for mostly of like cementing the confidence I thought I had when I left. Like being in Kentucky, I've had some things happen to me luckily and I, got known for it. But it was always a what if, like, I don't know, maybe I should, a lot of second guessing. I don't second guess it. No, not no more. It just doesn't feel right. If someone was to question me, maybe you should try this. Don't give me advice when I'm already in motion. Because now you got to shut up and watch. I already did it. I got the right team, the right puzzle pieces, people that give a fuck about it like I do. And I had to get on the phone with Coach Cam and tell you, hey, we need to make this one. Coach Cam, ex-Berran Lee, Cassius tape. Cassius Clay, yeah, I rap game Cassius Clay. I'm going to keep throwing that in people's faces because you've seen me doing this for 15 years on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on BET, on anything else. And I never folded. I never went back in my own bag to feel like people could tell me who I am versus me showing you who I am and I'm the best at what I do. And yeah, at this age, I challenge anybody to step up because I already got on the phone with a major artist, put the record out, and you're going to say who had the better verse. Thank God for that alley-oop yet again. He could have did a lot more damage, but I got to shine the way I needed to, and I hit my combination the way I set it up.
Okay. So do you feel like going forward that there's a chance that this is pretty much like you finally got your, I don't want to say your moment, but now is the time more than ever for you to like, nah, like I done had moments in the past and maybe I didn't handle them the right way. Like I done had certain looks in the past. Now this time you like, nah, I'm not dropping the ball this time. I'm taking this bitch. I'm going to the end zone and I'm running out the stadium.
For those who are unaware, I've turned 30 last November. Mm-hmm. This occurred of like opportunity to do this feature with Boogie was the first week of January. This happens the first quarter of the year, the first week, the first couple seconds in the basketball game where you're pulling slam dunks already. My team is ignited, ready to go like I am. We looking at everything to take for ourselves. And yeah, that's the squad that I started with from high school. I had the label as an independent signee under a development contract with Breadboy Entertainment. They took care of me. They made sure they fronted all the money that I needed for like studio time shows and et cetera. But they even then told me like, you need to have a team around you. Not us OGs that can give you the mentorship, but you need people that's going to move like you move.
Yeah.
Same ones. That's Gimme Gang. You heard me mention this many times. But what I need to start pushing, I guess, more of an envelope is that it is an acronym. So Gimme meaning genuine individuals making moves everywhere. So, and I can back that up because we took down New York and we just took down LA. We coast to coast with it.
Gotcha.
And they move like I move because they know when it's time to execute. It's very militant with us. Very militant.
Okay. So you're not on Breadboy no more?
I love Breadboy. Breadboy's my family.
No, I'm saying, but like you're not on the label. Like you're
legally speaking, I have no paperwork with anybody.
Okay. That's what I'm asking.
Mm-hmm.
So are you looking for that or are you just looking to strictly, you plan to try to just do the independent thing?
As an artist, I choose to say I'm already a puzzle piece that I like, so I don't want to have to fit it on somebody else's board. I think me saying, okay, what does my brand fit with is me it's more so like stretching and reaching out to somebody else of saying, hey, maybe this will work with you. Rather than you gravitating off of me saying, this is who I am, take it or leave it. And you can say, we can market that. Yeah. He's confident in himself. Because that's hip hop. I don't think I need to like branch off with somebody that can maybe make me bigger. But if you have a good enough proposal to me because I, at the end of the day, am what you would call an MC, wholeheartedly. So I display my talents at the highest level of skill with 10,000 hours to back it up, maybe plus that. And you do what you can with that, because I'm going after the ones that say they're the GOATs.
Got you.
For sure.
Got you. So what is your, I know we were talking a little bit earlier before we started. What's your overall outlook on the state of music in Kentucky right now?
It's beautiful. We have a little bit of everything, and I think that gives the diversity of what a lot of movies are doing now. They're giving us the multiverse. They're giving us different avenues of ways we could go about it and like it from different perspectives. And the more we get, the better off we can stay out of a box. I think I don't like making music that says, yeah, you're this is him, this is that guy.
Yeah.
This is the theme song for that guy. That gets old real quick. So now I have to tell guys who are younger than me, like, stop treating it like a job and treat it like a mood. What's your mood for today? You got a YouTube, you can go through any kind of beats, and then you just got to make friends with producers who make those beats. A lot of the things I put out, I also took down because fact of the matter is I didn't pay the leases for those YouTubes and snatching those beats.
Yeah.
But I can take those same lyrics and put it on one of my homeboys who have way more fire beats, and now it's a Kentucky-driven organic project.
Yeah.
I'm keeping it in Kentucky. Every time I outsource, I go to New York, I bring it home. I go to LA, I bring it home. Atlanta, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, we did some traveling.
Yeah.
But I keep bringing it home because I tell people, when you told me to go to Atlanta, mind you, both of my parents are from there, I look at that as very metropolitan with the hip-hop scenery, meaning you're a face in the crowd with a lot of people that are doing what you're doing. And eventually that's going to trend into being one sound. That's the subgenre within the genre. Coming to Kentucky is very rural. We could go any way with it because it's very organically Midwest.
Yeah.
We're a Midwest factor where we can come from drill, we can come from the go-go, we can come from the South Side, and a lot of uptown New York joints. But when you go out west, me being heavily influenced, even as a military brat, I just wanted to give them that bop, that West Coast bop. And I think the freestyle prospered me a lot of like being prepared for it. So I think I crushed that too, for real.
Okay. So going forward, what's your overall goal for the rest of 2024 going into 25?
Mayhem. Pure mayhem. I want to do shows. I want to bring the energy back. You listen to a lot of your original work and you say, man, that charisma, where'd it go?
Yeah.
Something got real full. You must have been eating good. Because now you're not even jumping. You can see it. Wiz Khalifa. He was a rock star when he came out.
Yeah. He brought
not saying
music
he can't bring it back. He's a mood. Once again, it's a mood.
Yeah.
And he's one of the guys, honorable mention. I'm like, goated for me to give my stage presence the way I give it half the time.
Yeah.
But I tell people all the time with shows, that's the high you can't buy. So if I could guess it, the way I see it, the way I would want to plan it, I would say tour. Tour. I don't know with who, I don't know when, but it's in the works. It's the best way I can put it.
Okay. Now before we get up out of here, man, I definitely want to say appreciate you for pulling up for the, like I said, for the third time. You actually are in territory with only, I think, one other person. I'll take that back. 2 people. There's only 2 other people besides you that I've had the pleasure of sitting down with 3 different times. And like I said, each time it's a different story, different adventures, like different moments, like more growth. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's you feel me? Like it's a pleasure watching and dealing with people who in the industry, who do music, who are, I mean, you're a creator, you're creative at the end of the day.
Thank you.
And I think it's dope that somebody like you is like, you reach out. Like, I didn't reach out to you this time. You say, hey, I'm outside. Tap in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I got a story to tell. I know who to go to because I know you guys do your job like I do my job. Very professional.
Yeah.
So, like I said, if you see the chessboard and you want to play it in a certain way, you got to have the right pieces. Make sure you don't sacrifice it or burn bridges.
Yeah.
You know, when the time is right, you know that it's not playtime, but it's execution. I like to execute things properly. Yeah. So the minute we get it done, you know, get to the next one. I think the chapters are great. It's more layers that people can relate with.
That's a fact. Now, like I said, I definitely think it's a good thing, bro. I definitely think that is something that overall Kentucky is missing, that people don't use their resources enough, whether it's on the artist side, whether it's on the media side. Like, we all in this same ecosystem, you know what I'm saying? And you got to feed that ecosystem, you know what I'm saying? Like, if the media is going out and getting their content from people who aren't from this area, if the artists are going out and doing their media runs with people who aren't from this area, this ecosystem's never going to grow.
Right.
So like I said, always take pride and pleasure in sitting down with people from Kentucky, from Louisville, Lexington, wherever. Dope people doing dope shit. You feel me? So like I said, bro, it's been a pleasure for the third time.
Yes, sir.
It's been another episode of Opinionated Facts. I'm Drizzle. This is Berran Lee, Confirmed Studios, and we out.
Peace.
We're smooth, bro.
Hey, man. Thanks for having me.
Always.
Yeah. We trying to get it nostalgic back.
Nigga pulled out the joint from the 92. The red light and the lines. You see the lines moving right there when I talk? Yeah, it's capped. Yeah, I saw you looking at the shit and I was like, yeah, nah.